Hello, high, far up in the sky. I go by the name of Danae Jones, also known as Jonesy, also known as Views from Jonesy. Welcome to yet another episode of Bushi. Boo, 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 boo.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be back. I've missed my team so much. Yeah. Fuck you. Oh.
Hoe bid?
Nie vir jou nie, fuck off. Vir julle so omtrent baie. Ek is happy om weer te sit. I wasn't in last week's episode, but last week's episode was packed and filled with a lot of insight, fun and whatnot. So I hope that I can lead us back and recap on last week. Van ek wil hoor wat alles het julle van gepraat hoor. Al het ek gekyk.
No problem, Kaylee. Like I said, guys, thank you so much for tuning back. This is yet another episode of Bushi Podcast. Kaylee het gesê wat sy wil sê. Let's hear from the boys. Boys, who like Alanda Ikan?
Billy Bills. Billy Bills.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your Tani Satiza / Massa, meneer, DJ, producer, artist, extraordinaire, Yassi, even song remixer. Gaan nie daar ander woord sê van ja, jy gaan maar heel. Guys, yes, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to see Kaylee's back in action and vandag rock ons. Of wat sê jy, meneer?
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens. The one and only Yellow Bone Latte said now nice. Lekker goed vir lekker mense maak leeg wat vol is. Dis Dimpie Popo, the one and only Yellow Bone. Hulle krabba wat die jukkie so dat gaan ruk soos 'n hart aanval. Halleluja. Onkosi yami, uringi mood kobushi mongwaneng. Ha.
Hilili. Ek sien nie 'n mic dan jou hand wanneer 'n koortjie slat nie asseblief.
Ja. God sorg vir die mosie.
Klein koortjie.
God sorg vir die diere. But regardless of that, God is good. God is amazing,
Yes,
guys.
all the
You
time.
guys are amazing, guys.
Inshallah.
You guys are incredible. You guys are. Thank you so much for the love and support from myself and the team. Danae, Kaylee with a half sheep checkered on the couch. Meneer C with his full matric uniform and tracksuit coming to show you guys love. We appreciate you. Much love from the Yellow Bone. Thank you.
Definitely, guys. Like Dimpy said, thank you so much. As viewers, we do appreciate you guys. We want to say thank you so much for being part of the second season. If you didn't watch the first episode of season 2, you better tune in right now. Kaylee, do you want to tell our guys where they can get us on social media?
Everybody, you can get us on YouTube at Bushy Podcast. You can get us on TikTok at Bushy Podcast. You can get us on Instagram at Bushy Podcast Official. So, yes, guys, please tune in, please subscribe, please like, please interact with us. Tell us what more you would want from us, what more you would want to see from us. And ons is daar vir julle, alright? As a community. Dankie.
There we go.
Baie
Before
dank.
we get into it, before we speak about our guest that we have here today, we just want to touch base on our last episode. So if you didn't watch that first episode for season 2, you better get a clinic now so you can connect to the Wi-Fi so you can watch that episode. Meneer C, het jy die song klaar gesteel?
Moenie KFC se wifi gebruik asseblief. Maar nee. Daai song is nog nie klaar gesteel nie. Ons steel hom nou nog. Tot Festive, tot volgende jaar, tot whenever. No.
Meneer C, quick what?
Coming out of it, things have been
Settled now, ne?
Most of the dust is settled.
Just share with us, like, for the family and the guys watching, just share your geek guide with us, because we don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. We don't know where you're going to be day after tomorrow. So just share with
I
us
don't even know where I'm going to be tomorrow. I don't even know where I'm going to be. I go where the wind leads me. Ek gaan daar waar hulle my in die lug wil sit. Dis waar ek gaan. Want kyk hoekom? 'n man vang man style. Ja! So ons vang hy gigs.
That's actually a good one. That's actually a good one.
Thank you so much, Mr. C. Say like I said, if you did not watch that episode, please. He said not KFC, so go to the clinic. It's much better there. But let's get into it. Today we've got a very special guest.
A volle man.
A volle man met a volle baard.
Finally we brought a guest with
nee.
a baard almost as majestic as
ons het
almost.
ons het twee Abdullahs in die huis vandag.
Abahame. Twee Abdullahs.
We've got Kaylin in the house, guys. Let's give him a round of applause.
I love you, Kaylin.
I'm your biggest fan, Kaylin.
Yeah.
So, guys, we've got Kaylin on show today. Welcome to our show, Kaylin. Welcome to the Bushy Podcast. We would like to know, as an intro question, who is Kaylin? What does Kaylin do?
He's my baby daddy.
Okay, my name is Kellen. I'm Dimpi's baby daddy.
Yes.
Let's start there. I think by profession, I'm an engineer. I'm just trying to be a good person. I don't think there's too many strings attached to who I am or what I am. Yeah, I'm just trying to be a good person, good human being.
There we go. We went through your Instagram bio. We see you an engineer. You've got the honors in the what, the this in the what, and you do the bricks. You've youth, and
Yeah.
it's not a what,
science.
entrepreneur. Tell us more. We want to know.
Okay,
What started your passion for engineering?
so
Oh, is it-
I don't think I wanted to be an engineer at first. I think I wanted to become a doctor, right? And then I just felt like physics, computer science is something I'm still drawn to. I love it so much, computer science, physics. I think these are the things that keep me up at night. So I think academically I've done, just see, BSc honors, masters, advanced diploma, higher certificate, all in management and engineering, computer science and physics. Yeah.
Lovely.
So that's my academic record. And then you spoke about BRICS. I served on the BRICS Youth Council for about a year. I've since stepped down from that position. And yeah, I was offered a position early in the year in the BRICS Youth Council and declined that because I need to focus on some other stuff in life.
Got you. So, guys, just to make it clear, not bricks, baksteen.
Ding aan die hele tyd die man is by bil die tog.
Yes,
I
bricks
saw
van.
this guy's ending stinners out left, right and center.
Ek verkoop sement.
As bricks die Brazil, die Russia, die India, die China and die South
Yeah,
Africa.
so,
That one. So Kaylin's very big. So I don't want us to start the episode on a high, right?
Okay.
We want to bring it back to Bushy. So you are originally from.
I'm from Eldos. Do you know? I would say the craziest thing. I have this is now my podcast voice, right? And then I have a normal voice that ek by die huis praat.
Laat ons die
Nee.
elders een hoor.
Nou, ek kan nie dit doen nie. Van nou en dan op my reels en hy goed ek use hy dat ek my stem dik maak en so praat. But if I'm with my family and friends, ek praat soos like of ek kan ook mense roof. Yeah. So because I don't know, it's a weird thing where you'll see that people judge you based on your accent. So if I'm a colored, I'm speaking on certain stuff. And if I now talk like that and how I want to talk, no dunkling ek is so slimmy, but it's just the accent.
True.
But it doesn't determine the library or domain of knowledge I have. It's just the accent, but it's I would say a prejudice that's in the world. So people judge you based off your accent and
Agreed.
no dunklex involved and black label van ek praat so.
Ai, is so swaar.
Ja.
Let's go man.
So coming to that, like I wanna hone in on that
Yeah.
accent part, right?
Yeah.
So obviously you've had this long career in academics. You've had this
Yeah.
you well versed in corporate as well.
Yeah.
How has it been navigating both of those environments
So
as a
I'm going to tell you, as a colored person, there are some stuff you judged against. So before you get to certain stuff, there is, I would say, a lens that the world perceives you by. You're going to work probably twice as hard to get not as far as most people. So you'll get half the distance with twice the work. that's gonna be a thing because of your color, because of how you speak, because of how you sound, because of where you're from. So colored people have that thing where they are judged based on, I would say, authenticity. So there's that. It's very difficult, but it's. I think anything that's worth doing is difficult. I don't think there's anything that's easy that's not difficult.
Amen.
Agreed.
As ons by die kerk as ons sê amen.
Yeah. Just going back to that,
Yeah.
right? So you are originally from Eldos. So my question is, what's that one thing? You know what the situation
Yeah.
looks like in the colored communities, right? What's that one thing that really pushed you? Like whenever you go through your motions in life, what's that one thing that always reminded you that, listen, this is what I want for myself. I want to get myself out of this. What's that one thing that really pushed you to a point to where you are at right now?
Okay. This is a very interesting question. So one of the stuff I would say is I've been like journaling my life since 16. So there are certain stuff I wanted to achieve. So I've written that down and laid it before the Lord and said, this is what I want to achieve. This is where I want to be at. And then work towards it. I think it's impossible if you don't ever plan to what you want to do. You can't just say, I want to become Meneer C. There needs to be steps I need to take. Before I become Mr. C, I need to be Mr. B, Mr. A.
Yeah.
C is mos derde.
Yeah.
So A, B, C. So there needs to be, yeah. So I would say is there's if I could give people advice on that thing, there needs to be a long-term plan and then short-term action. So it's not like I need to do 1,000. There's probably 1,000 steps, but if I get through 10, that's good enough for now. And then just build on that. Because I think most people aim too high and then fail. So you need a bit of momentum. So start small stuff, build your confidence. Now you think you can conquer the world. Because if you hit failure too quick, I think like it's... it does something psychologically to
Yeah,
you. So you
yeah.
expect to always fail. But if you hit a success also too quick, the opposite thing happens where you think success is going to happen all the time, which both are not correct. I have like something where I would say to people, I have like an equation for every one success, there's 10 failures. And if your destiny is at 15 successes, you're going to go through 150 failures. So that's what I say. And also in Eldos, I had this weird thing where in myself, I knew what I wanted to become, where I wanted to be. I understood my potential at a young age. And I also worked very hard at a young age. I think if you speak to my siblings or whatever, you'll find that before I moved out of Eldos, the last thing I took out of my room was my study timetable. I had since grade 9. Up to matric, I used that same timetable. And then when I got into my first house, I looked at it and I said, yes, damn it. So this was the initial steps.
Sure.
So, and also in Eldos, ek ken die mense nie. So I saw a lot of stuff. So I'm from, julle ken was die Backstreet. Daar next extension 4, daar by Klava hulle.
Yes.
Nou ek is van daar af, bras, raf daar. Jo. Jy word geslaan nou en dan. Ek was nou aan geslaan, ek gaan nie jokkie.
Really?
Jesus, jo. Ek het 'n boelie ook gehad. I'm soft by heart, man. It's net die body en die baard maak het ek bietjie rough like. Maar ek was skinny. Ek was skinny for a certain time in my life. So I saw a lot of stuff in my community. And some stuff you look at it, you say, "Hi man, die maak nie sense. Julle almal doen die ding. Hoekom kan ek ook nou die ding wil doen?" I see you're all taking this. Ek gaan nog die ding gaan doen. Maar ek sien die ding is die regie.
Yeah. I think going back to that, right?
Yeah.
Because right now we've got a lot of young people in these colored communities who also has goals, vision, dream. But because of where they're at and because of their surroundings and environment, it's difficult for them to get out. How did you do that?
So, like I'm saying, I saw certain stuff, right? And like I said, I always dream big. Like,
So you always used to be not the normal one.
no.
Of everybody.
I won't even lie to you. I think for a lot of my life, I thought I was. Ek was nie gay nie. Heer, ek nog nooit uit tot gehad nie. Jesus. Nee. I thought I was like an odd one out, man. I felt crazy at times because I would speak about stuff and people wouldn't understand. And even now I have that as well. There are certain stuff I think about that I can't speak to people about because people wouldn't understand it.
Yeah.
If as ek nog beginne van praat van like I said, I'm big on physics, right? So cosmology, astrophysics, these are stuff I do. I used to, I'm comfortable with it now, right? But for a lot of my life, I would fall asleep to like lectures. My physics lectures. Ek fall asleep by physics too. So now you must know by heart, I'm like a nerd. I'm a nerd by heart. As jy my nou equations gee, ek gaan sê, nee, hy werk so uit. I'll explain stuff. As jy normally, so now, ek kan mos nie aan Eldos gaan en nou van die goede praat nie. Mense gaan sê, my brother.
But that is what we should encourage in communities,
Yeah.
our intelligence,
Yes,
our
yes.
divinity. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So,
So-
people like us, people like you, will be like a statue in the community for confidence. You understand? People can get confidence from you. They can get
Yeah.
wisdom from you. So, I think is like not as we grow older, we become more comfortable with who we are, even though it is like that. We should always just encourage people who are younger like me most now. So jy praat vir sy, don't be afraid because there's probably people around you who's thinking the same things. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think like a big thing I speak to colored boys about is tertiary education. There's such a movement, especially many Andrew Tate Goethe and guys trying to, if I would say, emulate him.
Masculinity.
Yeah, so now they tell you that you don't need a tertiary education to become successful. If I ask you now, the CEO of any big bank, right now in the next 50 years, the current CEO of FNB, Nedbank, Investec, Capitec, whatever, is sitting in a university now. He doesn't know it, but he's at university. So people see university as I'm going to waste my time, I'm not going to learn anything. But now I think the connections I've made academically, now you meet this guy whose father is involved with this and that one is involved with that. So university is more than just getting knowledge. It's teaching you networking.
capital.
Yeah, you gain social capital, which is more important. I've learned the number one thing in business, right? Above your knowledge, above your skills is who you know. And most,
Agreed.
daar sien iemand wat al successful is and they don't send their child to university. Name me one person you know that's successful and they've discouraged their child to go to university. Their kids either become engineers, lawyers or doctors. All of them. The problem is, you can't university nou gaan study dancing. Die man wat pak 'n wyne doen.
Picture you need a degree to sit die ding in die lug.
Dis wat ek sê. Here, ek sal
Imagine
You sit it in the lug.
your exam. Joe,
4 marks.
distinction.
So, if you go to university, you have to go for the right reasons. But I feel like everyone should go to university because there's something that happens in neuroscience to you, neurologically that happens to you, right? Yeah, as a baie deep word. So what happens is your brain has neurons that fires off, right? When you learn something new. And the more you harness that skill, the neural networks get together. Yeah, they strengthen. And now all of a sudden, your ability to process information, your ability to understand information and also give information increases. But it has to happen by the more you learn.
Can I go iets from an
Yeah.
like you say you have to go to university, right?
Yeah.
That's the statement. But now the context, né, is the word,
Yeah.
né? The context beneath it, right? I just wanted to find out from someone that's from Eldos myself. I'm from Eldos, ek is van Kliptown. Now shout out to the Owens. Owens, hoe gaan het
Klipspreek,
Owens? Ek hoop
Elton.
julle blom gaan goed as jy sê. Dankie Onna. Anyway, so I want to find out from you because not normally, it's been over the years. It's not easy to go into these kind of environments, especially regardless of school, because half of us finish only at secondary level. I don't know if am I
Yeah.
telling the truth or
So,
because tertiary is out of high school, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know from you, from a perspective of a young kid sitting here that doesn't have whether it's funds or the
Yeah.
knowledge, etc., to get into university. What is the step that is fun?
Yeah.
so this is...
School klaarmaak,
No,
met
you
die-
have to- hey, guys.
Daar gebeur niks nie.
Do you? I said this on Trust the Process, right? People always say, own race, own pace. You don't have to compete. Daai is die waarheid. We're all in a competition here. We're all in the same race, right? So if you think about, if you have to get a gig, is it you alone, or there's other artists competing for your
Other
point?
artists as
Yeah.
well.
So how can it be your own pace? Because you're all in that thing.
But yet I got called.
You see. So there,
Naturally, there's those that weren't called. So naturally, I am competing.
Yeah.
but there are other people that are also called.
Yes.
Right? They might not have the same ability as you, because a lot of times we have the ability, but we don't have the work ethic, right? So, and that happens with people who are highly skilled. They don't have a lot of work ethic because they don't have to work as hard to perform as well. Okay, so what people don't understand is competition is something we need. If you're gonna be at your best, you need competition. So when you're in matric, guys, can you use marking by wits? Ai, bra. Yes, as jy wits 'n marking sien. If someone tells me that wits en hulle is by 'n geek, ek sê bra, wits stuur jou deur depression. There's no way jy's by 'n geek en jy's by wits. It maak nie sin nie. UCT, Wits, Stellenbosch, UJ. The one in Pretoria, TUT, Pretoria University. Daai is stuur jou straight in depression. As jy miskien by Boston en hy ouens Rosebank College jy kan gig. Maar wits, there's no gigging there. So as werk. So you need to understand, if you go into a certain area of studies, right? There are 500, 600, 1,000 other kids in matric that want the same position that you want, right? And what's going to make you stand out? You need to be head above shoulders above them. So when you come academically, now you have to apply for a course, right? And I'm not discouraging people that don't go to Wits and those type of universities, but you're competing with everyone else in matric for that type of position. And if the faculty only says we are admitting 200 people, let's say 600 people, 600,000 people matriculated, only 200 get to study that specific thing. En jy wil nog aan matriek blom. In my matric, I would study up until like 6 in the morning and then go right at 8. Because I knew whatever I wanted to do, there are other people that are gunning for the same position. And even now, when you're doing business, when you're doing certain stuff, it's not just me in the field. There are other people as well. They might be my friends, but they're also my competition. Yes. And if you want to measure excellence, it's by competition.
So basically, we're saying it's a mindset thing.
It's a mindset. And
So taking that victim mentality away. If you really want it, you'll get it.
yeah,
It
don't...
really depends on how bad you want it.
I think like when we speak about victim mindsets, this is very interesting. Yeah. So a lot of people, their mindsets are like this, because this happened to me, I am here.
Ja, childhood traumas en alles.
Yeah, this happened to me, so I can't do that.
Je hebt gestak, je hebt die petrol gegooid.
Yeah, so once you give the power over to someone else,
Or something else.
you're not allowed to change it anymore. But once you say, you know what, this happened to me, but I reacted in this way, so I can't change it. But if you say, I'm here because of me,
Yeah,
then I can change the situation.
accountability.
And if you look like in the Bible, the first son, right? So Adam and Eve, hulle eet aan whatever vrugte and whatever,
Appel.
right? Nee, was nie 'n appel nie. Nee, dat was
It wasn't Apple. It wasn't Apple. It was Android. I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys.
ja.
Ek agree dat ons af van hoe die appel wat hulle geëet het.
So if you follow that story, right? So they commit the sin and whatever, and then God comes down and says, "What happened here?" Adam sê, "Ja, die vrou wat jy my gegee het." He blames her, and then God asked her, "Wat het hier gebeur?" Sy sê, "Die slang wat jy in die garden gesit het." None of them took accountability.
Agreed.
I think the biblical narrative changes if one of them said, "You know what, I messed up."
I did it.
Yeah, and I think in terms of Christ went and said, I'm responsible for all of this. So a lot of our people feel they are where they are because of things that happened to them. Now, there is a different conversation where you have nature versus nurture. So nature being what you're born with and nurture being your surroundings. But it's a very different conversation, but you are largely responsible for where you are. I'm not saying, like in the case of rape or whatever, you can't say I got raped because I put myself in that situation. Maybe you might have done certain stuff that has triggered whatever, but certain circumstances, you are there because you put yourself in there. And if you say, I'm responsible for where I am now, you are also responsible for taking yourself out. It's no longer I need something from them to get me
Agreed.
out of this.
I think going back to that, we as people, we fear accountability. So that is why it becomes so easy to blame somebody else for something. But once you take the initiative to say, you know what, I was wrong. I need to fix that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just, that's a word for my
Crutch. It's a big crutch. But coming back to that, I think what Dimpy wanted to find out from you is, right, let's say here I am, this smart little lady, right? Nerdy as hell.
Yeah.
I'm studying till 6 o'clock in the morning to go and write the paper at 8. Right. From Eldorado Park, extension 4. Right. Literally living in squalor conditions.
Yeah.
Right. What are my options? What are my options? I really want to study tertiary. I really want to go and get my degree.
Yeah.
What are the options?
Okay, I can tell you for certain, right? I've experienced this where universities call you to say, we offer this, come study by us. I've had that.
Been headhunted.
I've had, if I would say, calls. No, not even bursaries. Like calls from faculties where they say, university call me saying, these 3 faculties are offering this course. Would you like to write a thesis with these people? So that happens. And I know of people where universities called them and said, your matric result just came out. Would you want to study with us, or what is your options? And then another thing is NSFAS. And then there's also the responsibility of our colored parents. Do you know what's the craziest thing for me? Ek sal nooit die verstaan in my mind, het maak nie sensie. You spend 30,000 op je banquet.
Yeah.
And then the next year you sit by the huis. 30,000 is 1 year fees for varsity. Even 2 years, depending on the institute you're going to. So think about that. So you'd rather have a matric dance with photos and all of that, and then just sit at home next year and say,
En as die foto's nog blurry ook van die fotografer.
"Why het jy vertras die proses gehuur
Hy
nie?"
het die gehuur en goed is. Nou soek hulle 'n picture van Auntie Miriam wat gepraat het op.
I think our priorities are in the different section where we wanna. I think it's that because you wanna boast about something, but the matric banquet, it's important, but it doesn't actually add value. If you would ask me, would you rather do a matric or a graduation? I'll do a graduation.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And I can tell you something. I spoke to my younger brother about this. I said to him, because a thing that he said to me was like, you know, I'm at school and a lot of people are asking about you. And I said to him, I think a lot of people will put pressure on you because you are my brother.
Yeah.
Because of what I have done, like academically and whatever. So people will put pressure on you to kind of like do what I've done.
Yeah.
And I know it's not the same person. And I said to him, there's you need to understand biology. This is where now biology is important. How dopamine works, how serotonin works. So I said to him, I don't think you
Ek ken
understand.
dit van polony en kaas en
No,
hempe
those are
daarby.
hormones that trigger us.
Yes.
Remember, we're human beings. We
Oh,
are
they're hormones.
biological beings. Yeah. So hormone is a rewarding. Dopamine is a reward hormone as well as serotonin.
So is part van die hormones, baby daddy.
Yeah. So certain hormones. Die died. So there's like 1 year courses you need to do. So maybe do a 1 year course and then do that walk where they hit you. You just done a higher certificate. Now all of a sudden, no fully all on top of the world. Ek het 'n higher certificate. Now all of a sudden, fully, hier ek kan nou even 'n doctorate nou gaan doen na die. So we need to have that reward system because some people, you guys on social media. If I maybe ask you, okay, I'm gonna ask some questions to you guys, and then you guys will respond to me and then tell me if I'll give a theory, and you'll tell me if I'm wrong, right? Which reels get the most views? Which time frames?
I actually had a chat with Kaylee about
Yeah.
that, and I said to her on TikTok specifically right now, what I've discovered is that videos that are posted for longer than 2 minutes actually go viral. So it's all about also understanding your market, understanding your audience, your analytics. You can't just do something without studying your page.
Okay, so now, okay, Kelly, you can answer.
I think that goes for TikTok. I think Instagram has shorter reels for obviously attention span and all like.
Yeah.
But TikTok, because people actually go there for entertainment, so they wouldn't mind watching those long videos or longer videos.
You guys?
10 to 15 seconds.
Timpy?
3 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where you.
No. Come and tell you why I'm saying so. I'm going to answer me. But I've always advised content creators and people that are on social media and etc. and stuff. The brain works like this for any human being. When you post content, when you're doing it, it's a funny video, 1, 2, 3. The first 3 seconds, it's very crucial. If I'm going to go on Facebook and I click on your video to watch it, that first 3 seconds needs to capture my attention
Yeah.
for me in order to watch the whole 10-minute video or whatever. So in that first 3 seconds, if it's boring or whatever you
Yeah.
call it, if it doesn't capture my attention, then I'm going to the next video too.
Okay.
So for
So-
me, 3 seconds.
So with social media, right, what you have then seen come out of it is that the shorter frame videos do more views in a weird way.
Then the longer ones.
Yeah, then longer format. But what it has also done, it has conditioned us to only concentrate for that period.
3
Agreed.
seconds.
Agreed.
So now you have to sit 2 hours and study. It's impossible for you. Yeah, you can't do it because your brain is wired to. Because, you know, when you watch your phone, it's a blue screen.
Yeah.
I have articles that I wrote on this, that what the effect on blue screen is to dopamine levels. So you look at this and it does a certain thing to your dopamine and you can't concentrate for long things. And now you understand that I have to do something for 1 year to only be rewarded in the next year. I have to study between February to November, sit in 3-hour, 4-hour exams to only graduate in May. That's only a 1 year course. A degree is 3 years. And I first year, yes, Kiva doen first year met you, bra. Yo. So now you need to understand this. How am I going to do a 3-year degree if I can't concentrate for even an hour? How many hours are there in 3 years? So you can't do that. So I would encourage people, find stuff that give you short-term rewards, that it builds momentum for you to do the stuff that you need to get to in long-term.
Makes sense.
So, Kaylan, can we say, moenie TikTok videos kykie. Watch podcasts, guys. Watch
Yeah,
Bushi-
watch-
watch
For
Bushi
Bushi.
podcasts.
Watch
guys.
long format.
Watch long form
format.
content,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, so you learn to, and this is also something important where you need to distinguish discipline and motivation. Because motivation is intensity and discipline is consistency. Yeah. So a lot of people seek intensity, but they don't have the consistency.
So it's only good in the moment. They just want to
Yeah.
hear. They just want to hear Kaylan coming with these little nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then the question is, once we leave this podcast, what are
do
we gonna
we-
do with
Yeah.
what he says?
Yeah, and I can tell you, discipline will do so much for you. It will avoid so many situations for you. If you just knew, I needed discipline to get to here to there. It takes you from here to there.
Ja, ek sal ook baie fair nou gewees het. But quick one before you go back again. So we all gonna ignore the fact that Kaylee's feet doesn't touch the floor on these couches. I don't know.
Short span.
Full body there. Like that's a short-term goal.
Hey!
It's something
short-term
that
goal.
has to happen now this year.
I don't care if my feet don't
From
touch the
March
floor,
to
I'm big.
June, that's Kaylee, the whole body there.
Ja,
So jy kan nie voet op die grond sit.
Je kan sing, Dimpy. Je kan dansen.
Try, ek betaal nog die couch af, so try it for now. I'm still paying.
Yeah.
I think Kaylan, going back to what you said, right? We had a very consistent and a very productive chat around discipline, consistency, and you taking accountability. There's somebody watching here right now, and that person saying, "Listen,
be
Kaylan,
like Kaylan.
I've got the qualifications. I take accountability. I've got the discipline. I'm doing everything that you are saying, but nothing is happening for me." What motivation do you have for somebody like that right now?
You have to give it time.
Trust the process.
People, this is the craziest thing, right? You know, on social media, goed is nie normal op social media, especially Instagram. Instagram, what it has done for this generation, it has like destroyed our perspective of life. So people don't have self-worth. And for me, I think personally, I have contributed to that. Because there are people in my age group that says, why aren't we where he is? But people don't understand. I've been doing this this year marks 10 years where I've been doing the same stuff every day for 10 years. So
And when you say same stuff, that includes lifestyle. Waking
every
up
day,
early,
I do the same stuff.
routine.
Every day I do the same stuff every day. So I've,
Break down your morning routine for us.
Yeah.
okay, now it's different. Now it's different. But I can tell you when I started out, I used to like work without getting paid. Because the people I was with were much higher skilled. They'd be doing this for longer. So something that would take me 3 hours would take them 1 hour. So I would work the extra time to catch up with them, to have the same type of output, right? And then now I'm only seeing the rewards of it. So when I was much younger, right? Another thing that's important to us, we have to take care of how we look physically. So jy kan nie wil slapchips elke dag eet nie. Jy kan nie wil McDonald's elke dag eet nie. You need to eat proper foods. You need to, because that affects.
Difficult, man.
Nee, jy moet dit doen. It's difficult. That's why you have to do it. You, van nou en dan as jy out of shape is. Yeah, and that's the thing. You need to do it over time. So you need to
21
eat.
days.
Nee, meer. Jy moet
After
dit.
21 days,
21
it becomes
years.
a lifestyle.
Yeah, 21 years.
But if you do something consistently for 21 days, it becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah, but aim for 21 years. Yeah, so you need to do this.
21 years of no more McDonald's, no more KFC.
No. So you do it. You do it in like small things.
Increments.
Yeah, you do it like very small. It shouldn't be.
Suiker drink, gooi net 2.
Yeah, so sugar, refined sugar, all of these things. I think that the biggest things we don't understand how our body works.
Yeah.
So you know, if you eat certain stuff, how your body processes it, how your body breaks it down, it makes a difference. When you eat, how you sleep, when you sleep, what do you do before you sleep? So all of these things are important. So we leave all of these finer details out, and then we expect these big results. Maar nou, dink as jy 'n pap geëet het. Just as one day at our offices, the guys, hulle pap en hard body, ken hard body.
Hardboiled chicken.
Yeah. They bought that at 12 o'clock. Ek sê, julle nie een van julle gaan werk na die nie. Eer die 3 o'clock gaan julle huis toe. I said, as die lunch breakie tot 3 o'clock, because julle kan nie wel hard bodies 12 o'clock eet nie. En pap, so 'n dik pap. Ek sê, hey guys, you're not gonna work. Niemand gaan nie werk nie.
So waar?
I think Donovan Goliath put it nicely, guys. Pap is the only food named after how it makes you feel.
Hier's pap na daar. Yeah.
Wow.
How are you gonna be productive?
No, you make a valid point. Life is one. Life is, or rather,
It's a comedian.
your output or your input will determine your output.
Exactly.
So
And
which means So which means ek slap without fail every morning or every day 2 o'clock.
I say normally.
So because I'm a very hardworking person.
Yeah.
I sleep 2 o'clock. So what I'm gonna try to do now is sleep just to get the proper output or input. I'm gonna sleep 5 to 2 now. I had 5 minutes.
Small changes, yes, small changes.
So even when it comes to sleep, right? I think for most of my life, most of my career, I maybe loved off 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep.
Sure.
Because I was working so much. And that's another like a thing I try to discourage people. I said like if you want to be successful, there's no like work-life balance. You don't have a balance where you have I can be good at home and I can be good at work. You either have to be good at work or you have to be good at home. And sometimes it's a very difficult conversation to have with your family, your loved ones, and say, you know what, I won't be at home for several hours. It's going to be like this for the next 3 years. Because your partners need attention, your loved ones need attention, but you can't do that because you're working on this that in the end will benefit them.
That's
So
an
that,
interesting debate. That's an interesting debate. That big. So it's essentially the hard conversation is: are you going to be this hard-working provider that's never there, or are you going to be this present broke father? Like it's a very sensitive one. It's a very sensitive one, but because it's easy to be there. But then when it comes to the detriment of your career, when it comes to the like, are you still able to provide when your presence now becomes a burden?
so now when I think, right, the thing is you only need to sacrifice for a certain period and then it becomes better.
Okay.
Then you're allowed to be more present. So
Have you experienced that? Can I ask you that?
that's where I am now. Like I've done a lot of hard work and I'm still doing a lot of hard work and I hardly see people. For most of my 20s, I haven't been around a lot of people because I'm working so much, and it's no offense to all the people that I don't see or whatever. It doesn't mean I love them less or whatever. But there's just this that I need to complete.
Yeah.
I understand this is the work I need to do. This is the body of work I need to do. And what are the steps I need to get there? I need to make those sacrifices now because after 30, after 35, it's better. Now I can be more present because I've already sacrificed then.
Yes.
So this is the thing. You must understand in life, you're going to sacrifice whether it's now or later.
True.
Either way, life requires a sacrifice from you. It's either now or later. The thing is, most people are in situations where they don't sacrifice everything. So for the rest of their life, they have to give up a bit. And that's where depression
I
comes
think
in.
it was one of Gary Vaynerchuk. He said it. Sacrifices weigh ounces,
Yeah.
but regrets weigh tons. So that little sacrifice of waking up early, going to gym, exercising, that it's simple. Okay, so it's hard in the moment.
Yeah.
It's hard, but looking back, you've now built this body, you've built this health, right? Now, on the converse side of it, you don't sacrifice. You decide you're gonna sleep in. Now,
Don't you
10 years from
diabetes.
now, that's
It catches up with
You
you.
die blood, you diabetes. And also, I think like it messes your insecurity. Nou sit jy skieper aan jou mag sit hier. Nou loop jy saam, jy dink almal kyk jou. Maar niemand kyk jou nie. Van almal is dik. So niemand kyk jou nie. So it's like small stuff like that. It messes up our confidence. Now you don't have confidence in yourself. Now you can't do what your family needs you to do.
So where has your let me ask that crucial question. I'll say from about the age of 16, that's where we all really kind of have an idea of our identity, our personalities, it's not fully fledged, but we already know in what line we're going in. We already know what trajectory we headed. From the age of 16, what was your markers for confidence, your indicators, your barometers of success?
So there's this thing, right? So for me, in my first year of varsity, I walked away, right? And it was a very hard thing because I knew my, if I could say, like intellectual prowess, and now all of a sudden I'm walking away from first year, right? And I posted a TikTok about it that went very viral, like how my life went after that hard first year in varsity. And I had a best friend, right? I shout out to him, man. I love this guy so much. I love him so much. I even said everything I have in life I could give to him. Anything I would give to him because of what he has given me in that one conversation. So I done studies. I wanted to drop out. Then I wanted to get into like journalism, filming. No offense to the guys in that field. And I told him this is what I want to do. He's an engineer, right? And he's been my best friend since high school. And with him, we always competed. He's a very smart guy. He comes from a good family. He's highly intellectual, right? He understands stuff. He like now he's a civil engineer. So me and him had a conversation, and I told him I want to go do this, I want to do that. And he said to me, his words exactly to me is, you're the smartest person I know, and for you to be writing stories and doing movies, I think it's an injustice to the intellectual work you need to do. And he said to me, I would encourage you to either go do 1, 2, or 3. I looked at that and I never took offense. Because this is someone I've grown up with him. And he doesn't have bad intentions. He never said it in a malicious way. And with him, he's always been my competition. So me and him have this competition thing where it's very healthy. There's no jealousy about it. I've never felt jealous about his achievements. His achievements has actually always pushed me. And at times when I was like broke, low, and then he would come to me and just say, put money in my hand, and say, no man, he's all right. And he just puts money in my hand. And I could see him making money when we were still at varsity. En vraag vir hom, bra, hier dan nou 300,000 in jou account. En dan van Elders af, wat doen jy? He says, no, I done 1, 2, 3, 4. He's
So he's on Elders.
Yeah, extension 1 from Elders. He's currently in Zimbabwe. He's a
Ek moet uitgaan van wie is in Zimbabwe daar. Nee,
no, he does mining.
Van Jaldo Safari.
ja, dus ek heb wat ek sê, gaan vra wie is in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, Devanito Janoski is his name,
Oh,
right?
nice.
Yeah, he's in Zimbabwe. He does mining as well, and he's someone I could always go to in my younger years. Now it's much different, but in my younger years I could go to him and I would say to him, Devanito is a lang naam. I would say Divi. Dave, or Dave is his nickname I gave. I said, I bright a lang naam, Dave. I would say, Dave, hoe werk die? And he would say stuff that, he would even say to me, yeah, you do net nonsense, he's dumb, man. And I never got offended by any one of our conversations.
He wants the best for you, yeah.
He wants the best for me. And he could do the same to me when I would go to him. I would say, Dave, jy praat nou met die vrou. Touchy die vrou, jou lewens deur mekaar na die.
Hence, I was saying, sorry for interrupting and jumping in the conclusion. Hence, I was saying on our episodes that we had in season 1 as well as season 2 when it started, your surroundings is important. For me, and I always tell people like this, like Jerome can vouch for it. I always tell them, and if you want to make $1 million, you need to chill with people that's making $1 million.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So as jy saam met Dave Blom en goed is, you say it's not your competition, there's no jealousy, nothing. But
He's my competition, but there's no jealousy.
yeah, it's
you
your
can
competition,
learn
but there's
from
no
it. Yeah,
jealousy.
we learn
But
from
you're
each other.
learning from it. And then hence I'm telling always young people, guys, try to find that circle. Whatever you are doing, whether it's in the filming industry, music, whatever you're doing, cooking, shouting, making noise, whatever you find people that's also in that category. So at one point you can.
Can I maybe say what is the biggest thing that will propel you into your future, right? I think is your partner. Outside of choosing God, the partner you choose is important for you.
Like, are you talking about partner relationship wise?
Yes.
Oh, no, not like my work partners.
No. Relationship wise, it's the most important decision you can make because this is the person you're spending the rest of your life with. And whatever, how they feel affects you, what they do affects you, what
Ay, man,
the emotional,
Jesus Christ.
financial, health choices affects you. So now imagine choosing the wrong partner.
My partner is very well. It's just the partner that you choose, as you're saying, is going to determine how you feel the next
The
second.
rest of your life.
Jy 'n vrou of jy 'n man nie wat jou hele dag kan nou spoil in 2 seconds nie.
Now think, I think even with relationships, right? People imagine it, iemand wat you get offended when your partner says anything that you need to correct. She says, baby, this is reg, doen nie reg. You get offended. Do you think your partner wants to do you in? He choose no, this is my lifetime partner. Whatever they decide in that moment, they want the best of you.
Amen.
Best for you because it benefits them as well. If you at your best, they can then become their best.
Amen.
So people don't choose.
Say we here, bro.
Yeah, I can. You must choose a beautiful partner. Ma, choose like,
Wisely.
yeah.
Nie die een wat Amabele to the table bring nie.
As ek kids sê,
Hier skut, die skut.
It's a new thing on TikTok. It's a new.
bro.
Wat se Venus in haar bek.
Wie sal
sometimes
ooit
you get
droef
those-
gaan en sê, ja, ek gaan nie kind trou.
I know. My wife is not about grooves and parties. And
There's,
stuff like that.
guys, if I can give,
Dank God Dimpy.
Yeah, I'm
Dis
blessed. I'm
getroud,
blessed personally. I'm
definitely.
blessed. I'm blessed.
if
where
I could
am
tell
now.
women advice, right? There are some guys look at them and say, Diana is recreational, Diana is a wife. Guys know, as the fridge of a cooler box.
True.
'n Cooler box is vir partying, 'n fridge is by die huis. Niemand vat aan jou fridge, niemand krap aan jou fridge. Jou fridge is net vir jou. You refill it every month. 'n Cooler box. Mr. C sit sommer op my cooler box.
Nee, die
En ek is jou offended nie.
Nee,
Maar as jy my fridge sit, ja, ons baklei.
Hy gooi dit dan in die koelbox.
Picture jy gaan.
Nooit soos hy gesien, joh.
Ja, bra.
Nee, picture jy gaan haal nou 'n vrou. Nee, jy gaan haal nou 'n vrou. Wat? Jy sê okay, nee. Dis nou 'n fridge. En dan kom sy daar aangestap met 'n fridge liggaam. Dis hy nou reg.
Hey, bra. Bodies. Soos ek sê, né, if you want to see who your wife is, look at the mother. Kyk, 'n mother sê, but sy dieselfde het soos haar ma.
Ja.
Hulle is dieselfde mens. Daai is die mens wat haar getrain het.
And I think
that's
it
also the other
goes
thing.
back to, this is something that I'm learning recently. It goes back to unlearning certain patterns.
Ja.
So yeah, you're right. If you want to see who you're marrying, go to her mother. And that is something that us as females specifically also struggle with.
Yeah.
Having to unlearn certain patterns. You find you stay in a house where your mother always wants the couch tidy. No dishes, no that.
No one
so,
doen hierdie by jou huis,
Dan doen nie dit by jou huis, but you don't understand how you actually affecting the people around you. So then you have to at some point get to a point where you are able to unlearn and understand that you've got your own identity. You are not your mother anymore. You're still your massa is nie. You've got your own house where you are setting your own rules, and you now have to try and create a new pattern for your generation to come.
Yeah.
So that's also, I think, a different topic.
Yeah, and I think like the biggest thing also in colored households is the issue of like too many single mothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, our men have to do better, right? Our men have to do better. Je kan net nie, ek het 'n rule in my mind, as jy 'n kind het, jy kan net mense jol wat kinders het. As jy 'n kind het, jy kan nie iemand vat wat niks het nie. As jy 2 kinders het, jou category is mense met 2 kinders. Ek hulle moet hy maak by die law of iets
for
soos
two. One
ja,
for one.
2. Julle is op dieselfde pad van
Double or nothing.
you'll have the same type of understanding. Nou imagine jy het 'n kind, ek het 'n kind, ons begin 'n jol.
Nadat jou kind beklei met my kind oor ons kind. Dis toys.
And now all of a sudden say you can for me, you're not my father.
Ja.
Maar ek betaal die medical aid.
En
Ja,
ek
sas.
like nou nie the way die baby mama bly vir jou bel nie. En
Ja,
Frank
ja.
is nou busy met die baby mama. Verstaan jy? Because I don't have a child. I don't understand the dynamics of your relationship.
Wait, let me ask something that's a bit less serious, right? If you two ladies, right, let's say you have a baby daddy, right? En nou vat jy 'n ander man. Die man sê vir jou, moving forward, ek trou mos nou met jou.
Ja.
Moving forward, die kan gaan mos nou my van vat. If the baby daddy needs to see the child, he needs to speak to me.
Sure. It depends if I don't have feelings for the baby.
That's already red flag.
One for what?
Man, no, that's already red. That's already like out. Like my philosophy is like as ek vir jou.
Waarom kom die topic net so vir
Nou kan die goede. So now think right. So jy betaal die kind se medical aid, jy betaal die kind se skool, jy koop die kind Kersklere, jy blom in die kind. Die kind as die kind homework het, jy moet die kind help.
Maar as die pa deel van die kind se lewe nog wil wees, how do you then set the boundary? Because now you're not going to make him feel less of a man for not being
No, you know how
able
you
to-
set the boundary. You know how you set the boundary.
Ek voel as hoe
You know how
ou
you
die
set
kind
the you know how you set the boundary. You tell that nigga to fuck off.
Straight
Simple as that.
on, straight
No,
on.
let's say he
child's
wants to be
life.
part of the child's life. I would say you don't have business with the baby mama. You praat me. Ek is in charge. If you the man of
That's
the house,
maturity.
you in charge of everyone in the house.
That's
Die
maturity.
kind bly in my huis. So
Ja.
ek is in charge van my kind. If you want to see the child, if anything happens to their child, die baby mama gaan sê, maar jy was dit dan nie. Hoe kan jy net allow dat die man nie kan kom haal?
Ja.
En hy gaan sê, maar som kind. Hy gaan sê, nee, maar is jou huis. So you see there's that type of dynamic. So as woman, that is another conversation you need to have. So
Ja.
single mense, vat die ander single mense. Moenie dis men kinders en dis men kinders. In fact, hulle moet 'n app bou vir sê single parents dating club.
plus one.
Plus one or plus two as you category.
Ek voel as oor hoe oud die kind is, verstaan jy? Van ek voel if you had a child with someone, you can still have that understanding, you understand, but that is ek voel as jy seks gehad met iemand, jy het geseks, verstaan jy? Dit gaan altyd daar is. So ek voel as ek 'n man het eendag en ek het 'n kind met iemand, ek sal nog nooit doen. But sê maar dat ek het 'n man en ek het 'n kind met iemand anders gehad. En hy kind bly saam met ons en hy wil nou die kind sien. Ek dink as hoe oud die kind is, verstaan jy? Sê maar die kind is mos nog in skool en goed hy bly in die huis en goed is hy, but as die kind groot is, hy kan
Now
hom
let's say the child
relationship bou,
is staying in the
verstaan
house. Do you think, let's say Dimpy or Mr. C is the father?
jy? Ja, ek agree.
Yeah. So do you think that it is right that the baby daddy speaks to one of them?
Toe.
To your partner at the time and not to you? Van wat is julle bus? Wat gaan julle van praat?
Ja.
Kie-
Ja, laat hom mos maar die baby daddy praat.
Leroy maak my
Laat die
kwaad
boss
vanaand.
praat. Straight.
It all just boils down to respect.
Levels of
Definitely.
respect,
Levels
Yeah.
of respect.
Which is difficult in our
'Cause
time.
remember, once
Yeah,
I've when we met, maybe you had a child already,
Yeah.
and you guys had your little thing going on
Yeah.
already.
Maar nou ek is nog meer serious.
Yeah, I know you are serious, but I'm just talking from my perspective, right? I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't feel anything weird or anything uncomfortable. There's a reason why you're even not together. There's a reason why you're yes.
Yeah.
You understand? So whether you all have in connection, so long it's regarding the child.
child.
Nothing
En
else.
as ons 'n goeie verstaan van mekaar het, ons gaan nie insecure voel oor hoe goed dat ons doen.
Yes.
Want ons kan
But
deur
But
mekaar
then
sien.
you
the
must
moment
also
that-
be able, without me telling you, set the boundaries with your baby daddy.
Ja, you
En sê jy
read
gaan
the
met die
rumors.
pizzas van jou
What
voete
makes
stuur.
you feel safe knowing that it's really just about the child as my husband, you understand?
That's what I'm saying.
So
For
I
me
think-
personally,
I think
I would want to manage that
it
conversation.
boils down to respect, like
Yeah.
Dimpy said. And I think not all relationships are the same. So it's really a matter of sitting down with your person and understanding how you can compromise in order to really make it work. So for one marriage, it will be okay for the husband to speak directly to the father. And for another, it's fine for the wife to do it, you know. But I feel like you're asking for advice. Is she right, Kayla?
Nee, ek vra nie vir advice. I'm just asking a situation. What would you guys do in that type of thing?
But
Because
I think there's no solution to it.
Yeah. No,
We
I'm just
can
speaking
debate
of-
about
There's
it.
always a solution for it, regardless.
I'm just like addressing like the single parenthood in colored communities because it has a big effect on our kids.
Can I take the opposite side of the equation here? If we're so fond of demonizing these deadbeats and these seepkopers, but then like, what's your perspective on the ladies that send these fathers to go buy soap? The ladies that have these the household is so toxic that that man doesn't even want to.
So you know what? I'm gonna say something very controversial, right? The biggest problem in our generation is feminism.
Oh yes.
Because what feminism has done, it has made women feel that they are able to do what the man is supposed to do. Now, this is also the rise of feminism is because of the Industrial Revolution, the first one, when the men went to war, men died in war, and now there's not as many men coming back home. So now there's no workforce, so the women had to go work. And then inflation happened, then it was economical thing. So you'll find that the women are now doing what the men are supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a man, as a guy, your primary source,
To protect.
protect and provide.
Provide.
You have to do that. Nothing makes a man feel better. If you ever seen when, mas kom ek praat van jou vrou met as sy gesê, "Yo baby, jy dra al die pakkies." Jy sê, "Ja, ek is sterkie." Jy sit sommer iets op die voet.
Confidence.
You know that feeling when a woman encourages you.
Yeah.
She says, "You baby, you done that."
Like nothing
Nothing can
else.
compare to that.
Yeah.
Sy kan sê sy hands maar once say, "Baby, I like that you done this for me."
Yeah.
Even if sy sê easy, mooiste man op die aarde, daai meen niks vir my nie.
Just
Yeah.
Sê my
thank
I'm a provider.
a thank you, like
Yeah.
like it's like just something that you always do.
Yes.
Yeah.
You always and just thank you.
So what has happened is feminism has empowered women. And now the men don't know how to deal with empowered women because we don't empower the men. How do you deal with this empowered woman?
Agreed.
I'm not saying women shouldn't be empowered.
Dominant. I usually say
Julle is
like
twee manne wat Joel.
Yeah, I say they're more dominant.
right,
more
right.
dominant
Die een
woman.
kom van 'n single like me, like you too independent. So now it becomes
It's
a
not
problem.
normal. It's not normal.
It becomes a problem. So how do you then get somebody to lead properly in order for you to in order for you to feel like you are safe?
So now this is the other thing, right? There are only X amount of men that are providers, and then there are X amount of men, way more that aren't providers. Okay, so now you see that because of all the problems we see in the communities, these men tend not to be providers. But no, jy sit dan jou gown, jy vat dat taxi rank toe en sê, "Baby,
Presies, ja,
ga
ja.
jy my nie 'n R50 gee vir guys vandag?"
Hulle of
So,
jy met die kar. Vat jy
That
die taxi.
does with that. So now the women are also responsible for that because you'll find that in single households, the mothers raise their daughters to be independent and then they baby their sons
Ja.
because the man is not there. Now she wants, I call it like a child husband. Your son becomes what you want your husband to be. So you have like a child husband where you make him and you give everything for him. You treat him kind of like a husband in a non-sexual way. You treat him kind of like a husband. And he thinks that this is normal, how life should be. And yet you're teaching your daughter how to be independent. Don't depend on a man.
Om 'n hekte aan te sit in the wild en goed te
No, well, you fro.
And the men want us to be as strong as them are.
plak sit.
Yeah. So now you see that dynamic, and now all of a sudden your daughter can't find a guy because she's too independent. Your son can't find a girl because he wants drizzle.
Ja, hy soek iemand soos
Ja.
jy. 'n Girl that must keep on forgive him for everything. As
Yeah.
net, oh baby,
And
oh baby,
a guy's life should be sacrificed, man. I don't know. Like, if
Ik
you.
denk, sorry
Yeah.
to go personal. I think that situation you're talking about, it is a nice situation because I know my wife, Lina's baie dominant in goed soos hy.
I see,
And-
normally.
And for me, maybe because I'm growing, like, they call it
No,
trauma,
nou, jy moet na
and
GBV.
things she's been through. Nou, sy is aan my wat 'n mama's boy. Ek sê nie ek is 'n mama's
Daai
boy.
sê hy.
Ek is 'n mama's boy. Okay, laat ek straightforward sê. Ek is 'n mama's boy because daai mense bel my die hele dag, elke dag en goed soos hy.
It's not normal. It's not normal.
En my vrou sê van hy sê van independency en dominance.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Van my sê om te sê hey, wag jy en goed soos hy.
So now a woman need to change their minds, and then also we as men need to change our minds that we are now providers, and they hulle moet 'n backfoot vat, man. There's
We
no,
have to respect.
okay.
That's
Can I
what we
ask you,
have to
you
do.
ladies, something? Do you guys want to work
Yeah.
like every day?
Not every day. I want to be flexible. I want to love what
I
I do.
do want to work for
But still
myself.
also be there for my
You see,
family.
that's what I'm saying.
There's the problem already.
No. They can do that. That is fine. But women are not. I don't think that women are meant to be like the primary providers in households.
Yeah.
It should be the guy. If you're able to provide where things
You
are
have a
tough.
choice. Yeah, you should
Yeah,
be, you
Cyril's
should be
economy
working
is
because-
hard.
You should be working because, like, but it should never, as a man, your needs should never feel like a burden.
Yeah.
And for you as a woman, providing should never feel
Like, yes.
Yeah.
as a burden.
You shouldn't
It's
be.
not your role.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not your role.
So men need to understand their role, and then women need to understand their role. And the problem is now we have
These role switches.
role switches, and very few men that can provide, and a lot of women that want all of women want providers. So you have like 100% of the women that only want 2% of the men. Now you find out why people are okay with being side chicks. They accept it.
Sure. And it's true because I'm not gonna disclose names obviously, but I was around a conversation like this where women will tell you that they prefer being with married men because they feel more secure.
And that's another thing I've come to realization when we speak of security. Women aren't gold diggers. They seek security.
Agreed.
Money is just a sign of security. So it's not necessarily that they're after your money, they're after the security that you can provide. So that's why as a guy, we legacy important here. It's just the security you provide.
Agreed.
Ons-
So we had all this
Ons kom aan van academics
Yes,
naar
I just wanted to
relationships.
I just wanted to add something in conclusion.
Yeah.
I've heard what you have said. I heard what you guys have said, etc. and stuff. I just wanted to find out from you, from the point on where you started saying that we started with yourself, career-wise, etc., and education, etc. and stuff. I just wanted to find out before the day continues, for someone that's watching it right now, and it is English, wait, that had experience or has experience or still experiencing how's it English, right?
Definitely.
Beautiful,
All of these
immaculable.
Yeah, all of these things that we spoke about, right? What advice, like, just in a nutshell, just 2 to 3 words. Wat sê hy jonkie sê? Wat sê hy meisie sê? Wat sê hy auntie, oompie, oupa,
Okay,
oma sê?
I would say this, right? When times are hard, right? Just survive the hour. I just need to make it between 11 to 12. 1 o'clock is not on my mind. If I get to 11 to 12, I'm okay. I'll then have the
Hey, baby
confidence to
daddy,
do
man. Hey, my baby.
12 to 1. Yeah, just survive the hour. From the hour, you'll start thinking, if I just survived Monday, I can survive Tuesday. If I survive Tuesday, I can survive Wednesday. And if I survive this week, I can survive next week. Yeah. So take it that small increments. Too much we want to do. This is what I also say to people. I think miracles is something. Miracles are simply just like the
Miracle
small. No,
Oh, this is a miracle, man.
you know, people look at miracles as this one great event that changed my life. But I think a miracle is the small things that you've done every day that is added up. And then when you cash it out, it becomes a miracle. It's not that this just happened today. I done this for X amount of time every day in small increments. And eventually this is my reward, because reaping and sowing is a thing. I've sowed this small thing every day. And one day I just have this one harvest. So it's just what you do every day.
Every hour.
Every hour, don't...
Sure.
Because, you know, like I think like
Hoop ek het 'n ouwe gemors met julle nou hierso nie. Wag.
no, you just survived. This hour was good. Just survive
Let's
yourself.
see, nou. Hoop ek het nie
let's
You
see.
gemors.
always bow your miracle.
Yeah. So that's what I would say. So most people want the big thing, but I think the small things make a difference. Because when you get the big thing, you can track it back. And I think with the episode with Kinana and Donna.
Oh, so you watch us our
Yeah, I
our
watch.
podcast.
Nee, ek moenie colored mense support, man. Hey, I love
that.
colored people, eh?
Love that.
I think as colored people, we
Can you
need to...
donate 2 million? And my account and X sal vir hulle distribute. I'll give you guys, don't worry.
Yeah,
I'll sort it
so-
out.
Don't worry, I trust him. I trust him. Hy
Thank
sal
you
hom
so
knieë
much.
net breek.
Wel, meneer
Ek het
sê
een
losse
trust
man
vir
is so-
Dimpie. Na
Losse
die
man is so-
vakkewyne.
Dis maar 2.5 miljoen. Nou die klap.
Maar ze sê, as je weghol met die geld, hij los je in die zon zonder crème. So, the thing is with colored people, man, we too segregated as van, ja, jy lyk soos daai, jy lyk soos daai.
Small minded.
Ja.
Sorry to say, I never.
Bra.
No, definitely.
Do you know colored people are so powerful, right? But we are also so insecure. It's and I've seen this with a lot of colored people. There's the same thing that makes you great is the same thing that gives you your downfall. So if you look at this thing makes me great, this thing will also give me my downfall. So as colored people, because we want to be great, it makes us great. But then also we press or suppress each other because we want to be great. So the same thing that makes us strong weakens us as well. It's a two-edged sword. But if like colored people came together and like just decided,
Ja.
no, not even.
The most talented people, personally.
Yeah, if
Encourage
this,
each other.
Ons is powerful. Hoor.
and this is what I think that if you look at Jewish people, Indian people, white people, black people, they do trade amongst each other. And they have no problems. The money only circulates there.
Yeah, Indians.
Now there is a other conversation I can have with people. Like there's something I've discovered, like with finances and money. Money is it's a current. A current is something that circulates in a circle. So there's cycles to how money works. Every time you get paid on the 20th, the 1st, the 25th, the 30th, it's a cycle because it's the same time every day.
Agreed.
So at certain periods in your life, you receive in the cycle. So if you understand how the cycle works, you can then manipulate and say, okay, if I put this in the cycle, I can. So
Catch part of it stream.
yeah, you're able to control how the stream works. So if we come together, we do trade amongst each other. If I'm hosting a gig, right, I have to get you. You a colored brother. Instead of paying another guy, I can give the money to you. If you need something that I'm maybe well versed in, or Danae or Kaylee or Dimpie is well versed in, you then go to them for that service. And didn't I say, my bra, ga jy my 'n discount gee nie? It's so dumb. Why you paying another group of people full price, yet for your own you want a discount? You will negotiate.
En ek is so bra of iets soos hy, oh, you know.
As dom. Because you my vriend eintlik sê ek gaan meer gee.
That's it. That's
Yeah,
that's
strangers
the
always
ultimate.
support you, man. Strangers support you
No,
more
but
than
I'm
the
saying
people that
it,
really
like
know
that's
you.
how it should be.
I want
how
the
it should
iPhone.
be is how it should how it should be is because you my friend, I'm giving you more.
Yeah, because think about this, right? If the five of us do something together and we just do trade amongst each other, there is outside business that will come to us. The money that the outside business has brought in, we trade here as well. So let's say there's a 10 rand, each one gets a 2 rand from this 10 rand, right? So if I have to give up my 2 rand, Danae gets a 5 rand, 4 rand. The money hasn't left the circle. Now Danae needs something for 3 rand. She leaves that Kaylee. Kaylee now has a 7 rand. Kaylee with her 7 rand gives Dimpie a 5 rand.
En ek sit my phone af.
No, I'm just saying now Dimpie.
Okay, ja.
No chair 7 rand of 8 rand, right? No chair 7 rand of 8 rand. Remember, I'm sitting with nothing because my 2 rand went to the neck.
Yeah.
No here Dimpie for your 6 rand because he needs certain services. No say, hey, I can't complete the services without you. Dimpie you 6 rand again, you 2 rand, so you're on 8 rand now. Now you come to me say, you know what, this costs so much. I say, okay, it's going to cost you 5 rand. In the initial start of the process, I let go of a 2 rand, but now I'm receiving a 5 rand.
Sure.
So I've increased, but that 10 rand het hier geloop he. It has stayed in here, and then maybe these people have invested in these businesses and whatever.
Yeah.
So the money keeps on circulating to this. So when I do stuff, the people that I first reach out to is colored people. As ek iets skryf wat is 'n contracting vir die ek bel my colored ouens, ek sê brother, ek ken jy die, jy trokke, hoe gaan ons dit doen? He gets a contract. His family benefits from it. And if his family, what if, even with my friends, I say my friends, with my kids, with my grandkids, they must date my friends' kids. Ons ken mos die families.
Hou dit in die sak.
Ja, is net hier.
Jy kom met adultery voor die tyd.
Die voor die
Nee,
tijd.
hij is adultery. Hij is arranged marriage.
Arranged.
So,
All the other cultures do it.
Cultures do it, yeah.
The Indians, that's like
To
they
keep
buy one big
empires
house,
to maintain
one
wealth.
met in een couch aan
Do you guys
Rajesh
think
al
marriage
allemaal
is for love? You will throw for love. As an economical thing, marriage in the beginning was to establish kingdoms. I was a king who had a daughter. You were a king. We were at war for many years. But now we want... Kom en sê net.
Baby
Oh,
daddy.
Baby daddy.
So I think I was at the horse.
Ons altyd ons lig van kleur.
Oh, okay.
Ons fight vir die light skin.
Sorry.
No.
En see?
Nee, hy sê hy het 'n klein eilandjie. Ons is nie interested nie. Ons gaan plan om vir hom oor te vat. So I said, you know what, let's make a peace treaty. Your son marries my daughter.
Oh, het is zo gewerkt.
That's how marriage was. The first covenants were established, and then from that, now your wife, your son, my daughter, their grandchild, the grandchild that comes from this, me and you agree, they inherit both kingdoms. It's no longer that my grandchild just inherits this one kingdom. I have a grandchild now that is empowered your side and my side. They've inherited two kingdoms instead of just my small thing here. Now he goes, he marries another king, a king's daughter who also is. My great-grandkids, they now inherit 4 kingdoms. Instead of me just going one, and no invasion for me, I get nuts by the third. Yeah, so we don't think like, ons ding net tot Saturday night. We don't think 3-4 generations down the line.
True.
That's our biggest problem.
I think just in conclusion, it goes back to empowering.
Yeah.
Use what you have, empower, and that's how you make it work. So we just want to say thank you so
Is
so
die
much.
podcast klaar?
As klaar, ek sien gaan. I think we have to.
Gaan we do
I
5
think we
more
have to
minutes? I'm
invite
enjoying
Kaylin
this.
again, eh?
I'm enjoying
Nah.
this. Let's do last question and then we close. Is that fine?
Okay, we can ask
Yeah.
last question.
Maar
So
is het
we've
fine? You like what?
we've tapped into relationships. We've spoken about careers. We've you've given word of encouragement to our guys out there. I think for me, I would like to know, you've built yourself up as a brand. You've established yourself. How are you currently giving back to the community?
So there are some. I don't want to say this online because I feel like charity shouldn't be spoken about online.
Yeah.
Okay, what you do as charity, keep it to yourself. God rewards you for that.
Agreed.
There is some charity work that I do. I won't disclose names or whatever.
Okay.
I've been doing it consistently for 5 years. Every year I do it. It's a commitment I've made. What I want to do is, especially in the colored communities, I want to establish more, if I would say, centers. Get kids into education. Education is something that you need. The more you learn, the more you'll earn. So that's in my plans. I planned it for the last year. I was planning to do it this year, but stuff just took a left and.
Ek is hier so. Ek is hier.
Yeah, I need to.
Ek en jy sal praat. Jy moet
Yeah, I need to empower the community. I need to give back to the people, and I think I would be very happy if people do better than me. If I'm able to teach someone and they do better than me, I think that's what leadership is. I don't want you to be less than me. If I give you information or put you through something, you're supposed to do better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to. Yeah,
Sure.
I think that reflects as you as a leader.
My question, simple, short and sweet.
Yeah.
The only thing that doesn't sit well with me is that I'm older than you and meneer C. Daai kan ek nou nog die proses in grasp.
Je moet nou anti-aging gebruik.
What's the question?
Hoekom lyk julle ouer as my?
Jy het die baardie.
Oh,
The secret is in the
both
beer.
of them.
The secret is in the
Ek ga jou
beer.
amla oil koop.
But thank you so much, Kaylin. We really loved having
Thank you so much,
here
guys.
with us on set.
Kelly
I
was so
think-
stil, né?
I think this is Sy vat dit in, sy vat alles in because
Ek is maar so.
Hy mens het 'n volle koffiemasjien en dan so.
this was a lot. I feel like for me personally, this was a ministry,
Yeah.
and this is something that I can definitely learn from. So
Yeah.
I am gonna watch this episode because I feel like sometimes in life you do need a reminder.
Recap.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I've learned a lot from you. You've got a lot of knowledge, and I do hope that our viewers also, take something out of this.
I hope you
conversation.
guys invite me again, okay?
No, definitely. Just to conclude as well, we would just like for you to share your social media handles with our viewers, and maybe
Yeah.
just a shout out if you want to say hello, Sanbonani, to somebody
To
you
anyone,
can.
yeah.
Yeah, I think on TikTok it's Kalen the Engineer, and then on Instagram, just Kalen with the X and not a A. So it's KAYL.
Part of engineering.
Yeah, that is for X squared. KAYLXNE with the underscore. And the same with TikTok, just engineer.
And your
Kalen the
cell phone
Engineer. Wait.
You see,
Yo,
like, come
nooit,
on, whole time gebaby
nooit,
baby daddy,
nooit,
nou soek hy
nooit.
selfoonnommers, dimpie.
Ek het hom geblok op Afrika. Jy doen ek hoor dit 'n nuwe nommer.
So that is
Yeah,
it,
so
guys.
can I do a shout out?
Yes, you can.
Shout out to our viewers. And then shout out to Bushy Podcast. The only disappointment I have is that I don't have a Bushy Podcast
No, we'll sort you
skipper.
out. You don't have to.
No,
say
no,
that.
no,
You
no,
don't have to say that online, but we'll sort you out.
we're definitely gonna sort you out with all the Bushy merch. We're definitely bringing
Yeah,
you
yeah.
back.
Buy a
please.
bushy house
Because
one day.
most importantly, we're not bougie.
We
Bushy.
are bushy.
Bushy, not bougie.
Yes.
That's most heavy man
Thank
punchline.
you so much, everybody.
Thank
Until
you,
next
everybody.
time. Until next time.